Thank you, Brian, and thanks everyone for sticking around to hear about Newcore Gold. Please do note that I will be making some forward-looking statements today. So just at a very high level, who are we? Newcore Gold, we are advancing the NCAU Gold project in Ghana. This is a proven team with a track record in the industry and one that has very strong alignment with its shareholders. 15% of the equity is held by management and board. Our NCAU Gold project is underpinned by economics. We put out the results of a PEA mid last year that highlighted the development potential of an open pit heap leach mine, but importantly, longer term, the project benefits from district scale exploration. In terms of that management team, it is led by Luke Alexander, our president and CEO. He is a mining executive with over 20 years of experience in the sector, and notably, he's well known for having spent 12 years in London in institutional sales, having built very strong relationships in the industry. Doug Forrester and Blaine Johnson, they are co-founders of Newcore Gold. They are behind recent successes such as Newmarket Gold that sold to Kirkland, and more recently Calibre, that went from exploration to production and now merged with Equinox Gold just recently. Earlier this week, they announced that merger to become one of America's largest gold producers. And with that track record and the relationships that the team has, that really is reflected in the share ownership of the company. So alongside management and board that holds 15%, we have very strong institutional backing. 55% of the shares are currently held institutionally with long-term value-focused funds, including names like Franklin Templeton, Aegis, and Ruffer. Alongside that, we have very strong capital market support with Canaccord and SCP Resource Finance covering the company on the research side. Market cap currently is roughly $95 million. Importantly, just a couple days ago, we closed a $15 million financing. We are well funded to continue to advance our project with $17 million of cash on hand today. Our NCAU Gold project is located in Ghana. Ghana is Africa's largest gold producer, the 6th largest globally. It has a democratic government. It's English speaking. It's a very safe jurisdiction. Look at who's operating in country importantly. You have major senior gold producers. Just going to touch on Newmont briefly. They are the largest gold producer. They're investing $1 billion into Ghana currently to expand their footprint at Ahafo, which will be one of their largest gold producing mines. So at our NCAU Gold project, we did release the results of a PEA mid last year that defined the potential for an open pit heap leach mine at a base case gold price of $1,850, US $371 million after tax NPV, 58% after tax IRR, driven off a low upfront initial capex of $106 million. 3 factors there: heap leach, you're not building a mill. Contract mining, very standard in West Africa, so you're not buying a mining fleet. And then importantly, with the type of mineralization we have, you don't need to crush it until you're in the deeper sulfide and transition materials, so you're funding that capex from your cash flow. Alongside that, a very robust production profile, 122,000 ounces a year over a 9-year mine life, generating 1.1 million ounces. We believe this is just a base case. With the exploration potential across the property, we believe there's significant room to grow that mine life and extend the production profile. And all of that can be funded through cash flow. So this is the cash flow profile after tax based on 2 different gold prices. We're just going to look at $2,350. That was the peak when we put out our PEA study mid last year. That generates an after-tax life of mine cash flow of $855 million. That not only funds your sustaining capex, but leaves plenty of room for exploration to continue to build out that mine life. And leverage to the gold price. Our NCAU project is well positioned there. At a gold price of $2,350, let's look at the valuation, $632 million after tax NPV. Compare that to our current market cap of roughly $65 million US. We're trading at just 1.1 times the value that we've defined in our PEA study. So we believe as we continue to advance and de-risk the development of the project towards a pre-feasibility study, that we should see the market re-rate closer towards the value that has been defined within that economic study. So alongside the development path that we've defined at our NCAU Gold project, a key point here with our NCAU project is that longer term potential from the exploration. NCAU is located on a prolific belt in the southwest of Ghana, on the Sefwi-Bibiani belt. That belt hosts a number of large-scale gold mines. Newmont's Ahafo mine has an endowment of over 20 million ounces. You have Asante's Bibiani and Chirano mines. That's a mining complex now with an endowment of over 10 million ounces. So with a current resource at NCAU of 740,000 indicated with 970,000 inferred, we think we've only just started to scratch the surface of that longer-term potential. This is just a snapshot of our NCAU project. So 248 square kilometers, 40 kilometers from end to end. Currently, our resource is defined within 5 deposits, predominantly Sium, Boyne, followed by Nyam, Kwachikrum, and then Tokosea. All of those deposits are open along strike and at depth. In addition to that, we have a number of targets where we've drilled, but we have yet to define a resource. That includes Arati, Kojina Hill, Sium South. Add on top of that a number, 15 plus exploration targets that have yet to be drill tested. We see a lot more room for growth, resource growth from our open pit near surface resource mineralization. So the second leg to that exploration story is the depth potential. What you're seeing here is a comparison to Chirano. Chirano is an operating mine located to the north of NCAU, 50 kilometers. It's been in operations for over 20 years now. That mine started as a series of shallow open pits. As they drilled and explored, they defined higher grade at depth, these higher grade chutes. Currently, Chirano's mining down to a depth of about 800 meters vertical, 1.5 to 2 grams per ton. Compare that to the drilling we've completed at NCAU to date. Most of our drilling to date is down to 100 to 150 meters vertical. Maximum in a handful of drill results has tested up to 350 meters. So we believe that that longer term potential exists to define these higher grade chutes, and we're actually starting to see that with the limited drilling we've done at depth. So looking at our Nyam deposit, that's where we've done most of our deeper drilling to date. This is a long section of our Nyam deposit. This highlights all the drilling completed to date at Nyam, along with that resource pit shell that contains the resource for our PEA. What you see here in yellow is the mineralized blocks from 0.5 to 1 grams per ton, and then importantly, 1 gram per ton and higher in red. What you clearly start to see defined here are these higher grade chutes at depth. Importantly, this is all the drilling we've completed to date at Nyam, and it's only down to a maximum vertical depth of around 250 meters. So we're seeing results such as 5.6 over 8, 5.8 over 7, 6.6 over 4 meters. So we believe that with additional drilling, we'll continue to define that proof of concept that we're seeing here of that potential higher grade as we drill at depth in the sulfides. So what's next in terms of work program? We're very busy at the moment. Just this morning, we announced an increase to our drill program. So on the back of our financing completing a couple days ago, we're now able to advance the exploration on a more rapid base. So 35,000 meter drill program underway. That is predominantly the first phase focused on resource conversion. One of our key priorities is to continue to advance the development of our project, and drilling is a key component of moving NCAU from a PEA to a pre-feasibility study. In addition to that, now with that 35,000 meters, we're also going to be looking at completing some drilling on earlier stage exploration targets, along with drilling focused on defining potential at depth. But importantly, with the drilling that we have completed to date, we're seeing really strong success. So we, as of right now, have released just over 10,000 meters of the drill program. That has been focused on Boyne and Sium, our 2 largest deposits on the project, and we're seeing strong success. So not only have we hit our highest grade interval to date, 204 grams per ton over a meter, importantly, what we're encountering is mineralization beyond the limits of the pits that constrain our current resource. So what you see here is the limit of the pit that constrains the resource, and you see mineralization, wide zones of mineralization encountered beyond that limit. So we believe that with the drilling that we're doing right now, which is focused on resource conversion, there's also potential to see resource growth from that drilling as well. And in addition, we're seeing wide zones of mineralization. These results from Sium were just released late last month at the end of January, and they encountered very wide intervals of mineralization in both the sulfide and the oxide mineralization. 1.85 grams per ton over 62 meters, 0.75 grams per ton over 68 meters. So we're really excited about the potential that this drill program has, not only for infill, but also for resource growth. So with that, really exciting year ahead for us. 35,000 meter drill program underway, so lots of news flow to come. We're funded for that drilling, importantly, with $17 million of cash in the bank today. That also funds the development path that we have underway for our N2 project, taking our PEA to a pre-feasibility study. We are targeting commissioning of that later this year with results in H1 of 2026. So with that, this is a top-tier management and board that is strongly aligned with its shareholders, 15% of the equity held by management and board, alongside very strong institutional support. Please come say hi at the booth tomorrow if you have any questions. Thank you.